Assalamu alaikum. I am Luqman 𝐬𝐲𝐬 and this is Shaykhi Academy. This episode inshallah will be the part 2 of the introduction of the connected letters الحروف المتصلة. So stay tuned.
Shaykhi Academy.
This is just to remind you that we are explaining using Al-Minhaj book, the official book of Shaykhi Academy. So as we said, today inshallah we will discuss the second part of the introduction of the connected letters. What we discussed today, the categories of the letters regarding the connection to each other. What does that mean? First of all, we have the first group, which is the letters that are connectable to just the letter before. Okay, so now we have a letter in a word, this letter in the middle of the word, okay, and it's connected to the letter before and not connectable to the letter after it. Okay, and the second part or the second category are the letters that are connectable to both sides, which means that if this letter in the middle of the word, it would be connected to the letter before it and the letter after it. Okay, but here the letter is connectable to that letter before, it will be connectable to the letter before but not connectable to the letter after it. I know now that this might be unclear. For this reason, we will clarify all things now. So, first of all, the letters that are connectable to just the letter before, these letters, al-alif and al-hamza, al-dal, al-dhal, al-ra, al-zay or al-zay, and al-waw. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 letters that are connectable to just the letter before them, okay, but not connected to the letter after them. As we see, this line before the letter, which means that connectable to the letter before, but there is no line after it, is not connectable to the letter after it. Okay, so now let's take an example to clarify this point. Okay, the example we have here, we will take an example of this letter, which is the letter Ra. Now letter Ra in the middle of the word. Okay, letter Ra has 2 letters because it's in the middle, the one before and the one after. Okay, the question here, if Ra will be connected to the letter before with the letter after it, or just connected to the letter before, because we have 2 categories, connected to the letter before and the letter after it, okay, or connected just to the letter before. There is no third option. Okay, so let's see the result. This is the result. Ra, as we said, it's connected, and as we see, it's just connected to the letter before, which is letter Sin, but it is not connected to the letter Dal because the letter Ra is a letter that doesn't connect to the letter after it. Okay, and the connection here, it means to be attached to each other, as we see here. But let's now move to the next part, which is the letter that are connectable to both sides. We said here that the letters connectable to just the letter before are 7 letters. So what are the letters that are connectable to both sides? All remaining letters. All remaining letters, which means except these 7, are connectable to both sides. Okay, let's take an example to clarify this point. Okay, this word matn. Okay, so now at ta here, it has a letter before it and a letter after it. So if this is the isolated form of these letters, but we said when the letter is written in the word, we don't use the isolated forms, so we will connect this letter these letters each other. So the question here, التاء will be connected to the letter before it and the letter after it, or the letter before it without connecting to the letter after it. Let's see the result. The result here is التاء is connected to the letter before it and the letter after it. Why التاء is connected to the letter before it and not the letter after it? Because التاء is not one of the letters of these 7 letters that are just connected to the letter before it. Okay, I think now this point is clear. So when we say connected letters, it doesn't mean that all letters will be connected and attached to each others. No, there are some letters that are just connectable to the letter before it and not the letter after it. So this shape is acceptable if you see it, and this shape was also acceptable if you see it. So now we came to the end of this episode, and we know these 2 categories of the connected letters, the connectable letters that are just connectable to the letter before and for the both sides. So if you have any question, just let me know in the comment section. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Now we came to the end of this episode. So if you want to follow up the next episodes, consider subscribing. Also, if you want a qualified Quran tutor, whether for yourself or your kids, we are providing online Quran classes. Don't forget to check out our app. See you inshallah in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum.
Shaykhi Academy. Learn and enjoy.